Welcome back to the Morristown Market Report. I'm Amy Schrader with Remax Real Estate 10.
And I'm Kim Swan with Union Home Mortgage.
We were supposed to be at the baseball museum here in Morristown today, but they had an emergency come up, so we're going to have to reschedule them. If you own a local business here in the Morristown area and you would like to be featured on our Wednesday Facebook Live, please send us a DM or leave a comment below, and we would love to get you on our schedule. We do try to shoot every Wednesday at 2 o'clock, so just make sure that's going to work with your scheduling. So today, Kim and I are just going to give you an in-depth market report, and we're going to talk about some of the newer things going on in the mortgage world. So what do you got for me, Kim?
Well, FHA made a few changes. It used
Good,
to be
bad?
Good.
Okay.
Finally. We're going to talk positive today. Everything's
Good deal.
good. Everything's good. One of the things with FHA, if you did an FHA loan and you were getting a gift, the donor had to furnish their bank statement.
Oh yeah, you had to have that paper trail.
That got a lot of people. If you had a grandparent, they're not getting them. You're not seeing my bank statement.
Right.
So
People get a little crazy when it comes to their money.
They do, and I completely understand. So with the gift part now, we just do the gift letter, and then we do have to document that they give the donor gives the funds, but we don't have to do it with a bank statement. We do it with a cashier's check or a wire. They've also made some changes about large deposits. As we've always talked before, cash deposits into bank accounts can be a big no-no, big red flag. So they've changed their policy now that you can deposit up to 50% of your monthly income in a cash deposit, and it doesn't have to be sourced.
That is wild.
That's great. Because most people say cash at home. I get it. I do, But it's just like when you go to deposit it in the bank, they're like, well, you can't use
Well,
that.
and I guess I'm looking at it from the standpoint, like most people are on direct deposit these days. I mean, so few people go that they have a check. But you have more people who are doing things like as a side hustle, if you will, to make ends meet because of the cost of inflation. But, now if you're out here selling weed on the street, you can start making those deposits in your bank account, and you too can be a homeowner.
No comment.
Just saying. All right, so what else you got besides that?
Well, that's the two big things with FHA is the large deposits and the gift documentation's been changed. Rates are still maybe upper sixes, so not still wonderful, but they've been higher. And I think was the Fed meeting today?
The Fed is meeting today, and they're saying because the jobs report was better than expected, that we are not going to be seeing a rate decrease this month. Which I don't understand all these reports, because like this one report said that the jobs report come in better than was expected, and then another report talks about the unemployment rate being higher, and I'm like, how can you create more jobs and then get a higher unemployment rate? Like, obviously I was not an economics major, but to me that's contradicting information.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't understand it, but I don't get paid to understand it. Yeah. So there you go. So what is your take on VA's new ruling that they will allow the veteran to pay the buyer's agent commission now?
Well, the main advantage to a VA loan is it's zero down. A lot of veterans don't have a down payment, so we'll have to see how that works into the.
Well, and I mean, I get that, but like with the new ruling that went into effect that goes into effect in August, at that point, veteran buyers were going to be pretty much like screwed. Mm-hmm. So I think the VA just got pressured that we're going to have to update that, or our veterans are going to get discriminated against. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So
I'll still keep hoping that because that's is that July 1st? That's about the buyer's agent thing?
No, August 17th is the date the settlement takes effect. Initially, we were told it would be sometime in July, and then I guess they go to court or whatever, and so August 17th is the date that the changes will take effect, but the actual settlement itself isn't due to be finalized by the courts until November.
Okay. I keep thinking that maybe that'll get postponed. But
it ain't going to get postponed.
Okay.
No, it ain't going to get postponed.
It's happening.
It's happening. I mean, all these states are already updating their forms. MLSs are agreeing to the new MLS rules and regs, which state that buyer agent compensation will no longer be on our MLSs. We have come up with very strict fines and penalties if agents try to find a way around that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And you've probably seen the memes where, like, in the verbiage, they're trying to say 2.5% or something like that. And, I've seen it where, like, a property condition disclosure is a required document that you have to upload to our MLS before it will go live, so to speak. I've seen people take a blank sheet of paper and write, "This is a property condition disclosure." Upload that in order to meet the requirement for the MLS. So people are out here that are going to try to find a way to circumvent and do something to show that they're offering that compensation. And because we as the MLS are responsible for upholding these changes, we put into place very strong disciplinary measures for those people who want to try and circumvent the new rules. And the ultimate penalty is, it's kind of like a 3 strikes and you're out type thing. So we will take people out of our MLS if they cannot comply. And I mean, it's changing, and nobody knows how exactly it's all going to shake out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I went to Susan Barnett's ABR class last week on Thursday and Friday. And of course, that's a huge topic of discussion, especially if you're working on an ABR designation. Is, how do you have these conversations with buyers? How do you keep buyers in the game? So, even she said, I just wish we had the forms in our hands.
Right.
So that we could see them, we could train on them, we could know exactly what it is that we're talking about. Initially, Tennessee said that they were going to come out with the new forms August the 3rd. Okay. And that would have given us 2 weeks before they got implemented. So now they have backed that up, and they've said July 19th they are going to make those forms available. So we'll know. And
hopefully the board can have y'all after the forum and plan a meeting to.
Well, I mean, really, that's going to be up to the brokers. The brokers are going to have to download these forms. They're going to have to look through them, and then they're going to have to, send that out to the agents and make sure everybody understands what they're doing. So gotcha. I know here at RE/MAX, we're going to have some in-office meetings and just do some scripts and some role playing and, trying to explain it, because newer agents, I think, are going to get hung up on it more so than a seasoned agent. But
definitely so.
Times are changing. We know that for sure. So, all right. So last week we talked about what happened in Hamlin County for the month of May, but I wanted to go back and do like a year-to-year comparison of where we have come so far this year versus where we had been last year. So this is going to be year-to-date numbers from January 1st, 2024 through May 31st, 2024. We've sold 251 homes in Hamlin County so far. The average sales price is $302,000 with 48 days on the market as the average. The median is $294,405 with 14 days on the market. So the median and the average are pretty close year to date. Normally you have a little bit more discrepancy in those two numbers. Home sales prices range from $27,500. Yes, there was a home in Hamlin County that sold for $27,500. It was pretty much a teardown. The most of the value was in the land. So $27,500 all the way up to $1.112 million. That was a home over in Wuthering Heights. Spectacular views, in-ground pool, really nice home. So the total volume of sales that we've had in 2024 comes out to $75,819,787. Okay, so I want you to remember that number because we're going to talk about it again here in just a little bit. So of the 251 homes that sold, 162 of those, which is roughly 65%, sold in less than 30 days on the market. The list to sell price ratio of those homes was 99%. So the key takeaway from that is if you price your home right when you go on the market, you're going to go under contract quickly, and you're going to get really close to your list price. Okay. 29 homes sold within 31 to 60 days on the market. Their list to sell price ratio dropped to 96.5%. And so if we go down, the longer you're on the market, typically the less your list to sell price ratio is going to be. We had 28 homes that sold that had 121 plus days on the market. And the original list price to sales price ratio was 89.9% on those homes. And I say original list price because most of those homes had price reductions done. But again, it comes down to if you overprice your home, instead of being on the market for less than 30 days, you're going to be on the market 4+ months. And there's a lot that can change in 4 months' time in the real estate market. So, all right, so let's compare what we did this year to last year's numbers. So from January 1st, 2023 through May 31st, 2023, we sold 279 homes. So we're down about 28 homes from last year, okay? Average sales price for that time period last year was $269,323 with 72 days on the market. The median sales price last year was $263 with 37 days on the market. So we have seen a 12% increase in the average sales price year over year and a 62% decrease in days on the market. That's pretty significant, okay? You know, normally you think of appreciation being 3 to 4%, maybe 5%. And when we're still seeing double-digit, over 10% increases, that's concerning to me as a realtor for those people who are first-time home buyers in our market. Because, I mean, last year, we would have never thought 270 would be an average sales price in Hamlin County. And now we've hit that 300 mark, okay? So I told you that our volume for this year was 75,819, 787, right? Last year we sold 28 more homes, and the total volume sold was 75,141,317. So we've done more volume this year because the sales prices have went up $30-something thousand for the average home sales price. So kind of crazy there. Sales prices for this time period last year ran anywhere from $10,000 up to a little over $1 million. That was for a home over on St. Ives Court. So, excuse me. But what do you think about that? Is that crazy?
It is, and it's kind of like maybe the people who are still waiting on the sidelines.
For the prices to fall? For the prices to drop?
Rates to fall and prices to drop. Better get in the game, I guess, because it's not happening.
Yeah, and it is interesting because I will run into people who have said, well, I've been thinking about selling, but I'm going to, wait till those rates come down. Or you have the opposite side of that. You have buyers who are like, well, we probably are going to do something, but we're going to wait on those prices to come down. I remember 2008 when the bottom fell out, and that's when I'm going to buy. We are in two totally different worlds right now because what happened in 2008 came from bad lending practices.
That we are not doing now.
That do not happen anymore. The environment that we're in now is a result of high demand, inflation, probably 3 or 4 other things, but prices are not going to come down as long as the demand is still there. Right. And when rates drop, it's going to be bad.
I'd be curious what that 12% increase will be,
Yeah. It's going to be crazy. If rates come down, I'm going to say if they ever dip back down to at least 5.99, that floodgate's going to open. It's going to be like a,
definitely,
fire hose, just spraying water everywhere. So
definitely. Yeah.
But the one thing about it is the lower rates do help people afford these higher home sales prices.
Exactly.
So, but anyway, that's where we're at in Hamlin County. Year over year, 12% increase from 2023 to 2024. So, again, if you have a local business and you would like to be on our Wednesday Facebook Live, please send us a DM or leave a comment. We would love to have you on here and promote your business or charity. Again, I'm Amy Schrader with Remax Real Estate 10.
And I'm Kim Swan with Union Home Mortgage.